Hi Sagittarius, welcome to February and happy Valentine's Day. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com and I'm getting ready to do your February love and relationship tarot-scope. So first I want to call in some good energy for this reading, create some sacred space. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for leaving comments. I really appreciate you taking the time out to comment. And I read all of them. And also thank you for not subscribing, but for those of you who've ordered readings, thank you. I've enjoyed meeting and working with you, and I really appreciate your support. So we've got a new moon eclipse in Aquarius coming up on the 15th, which is the day of Valentine's, and the Chinese New Year starts on the 16th. So it's time for powerful new beginnings this month. So let's see what the cards say for Sag. What does Sagittarius need to know about love and relationships for February? What does Sagittarius need to know about love and relationships for February? What does Sag need to know about love and relationships for February? I'm using the Rider-Waite deck. This is the first deck I've ever owned. It was given to me as a gift when I was a teenager. So let's see what the cards say for Sag. The Empress, the Six of Swords, the Emperor, the Tower, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, Five of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Page of Wands. Okay, so you start out with the Empress, which is a card of abundance and motherhood. This is the Mother card, but it's also a card of creativity, giving birth to something, nurturing something. So it could be, I mean, for people who are wanting to start a family, the Empress can bring children. Family and children could be important. But for those of you, it could also mean creative projects. Like your project is your baby, and you're giving birth to something in February. It doesn't have to be an actual child, but it could be symbolic child. So you are tapping into your creativity, and you're tapping into you're creating something that's leading to abundance and a harvest. So whatever you've been working on, you're going to start to see the results. You're going to get, it's going to lead to a feeling of abundance in February. And you're going to be moving away from difficulty and sorrow. And so for some of you, it might even be an actual move. But in any case, it's a solving of a problem. So if you've been stressed out lately and trying to negotiate or navigate troubled waters, possibly with a male authority figure, because I see the Emperor here with the Tower. You've been dealing with a difficult situation. You are now you're going to be moving forward and moving away from the difficulty. The Emperor in the past, and because it's close to the Tower, you could have been involved with someone who, he could have been an Aries, a Scorpio, or a Capricorn. But the Emperor is the card of the CEO, the executive, a person in charge, a person in power, a person who's trying to build something. But he's got issues because the Tower here. You might have discovered something about, you had some kind of wake-up call. Some traumatic thing happened that shocked you into awareness. And you suddenly realized, I've got to do something. I've got to change. I can't. This is like a card of critical mass. When you reach a point where you just can't take anymore and you just have to break free. So if you're living in a situation where you're feeling oppressed, something happens to break you out and free you. If you're in a situation where someone is full of themselves, they have a big ego, The Tower comes to knock them off their pedestal. So you could be dealing with someone, maybe an authority figure, who had a big ego. And either you're like, if you decide to leave the situation, it's like a blow to their ego, because like, what? I can't believe you would do this. You know, like a narcissistic type of person, you know, who thinks that, you know, everything's coming to them. And suddenly, you know, you're breaking free. The Four of Pentacles is a card of control. So you might be breaking free of someone's control. Maybe you were in a relationship that was too controlling. Or this is a situation of money, somebody not being generous with their money. Maybe you needed more money and they were holding tight to the purse strings. But whatever the Tower, it's a good thing. You know, people fear the Tower, but I think the Tower is good because it breaks down. When you're on the wrong path, the Tower will break you free from that path, so that you're not wasting your energy and not wasting your time on the wrong path. And so if you can't see it, you know, sometimes we know we're on the wrong path, but we keep doing it anyway. And then when the Tower comes along, the Tower is the universe saying, no, you can't keep doing this. This is not good for you. It's toxic. It's not, you know, fulfilling your soul's purpose. We're going to take it away. So the Tower thing comes and it shocks you. It's like wakes you up out of your complacency. And when the Tower happens, you know you have to act, because the truth surfaces, you see the truth, and you say, okay, now I know what I need to do. So whatever the Tower takes away, let it go, because you don't need it. It's breaking down whatever is false in your life so that you can rebuild in a better direction towards something that's true, that's more authentic to who you are. So the Tower, what do I want to say about the Tower? The Tower can sometimes be difficult if you're not comfortable with change, because it's kind of like it's transforming your life in a way that when you're going through it, it can be uncomfortable. Because, you know, we get so comfortable in our little routines and our ruts that even if something comes to, you know, take us out of the rut, we resist it, you know. The Tower is saying no, no more. No more saying no to your destiny. You have to move forward. And so it's like you're standing on this, on an island, and all of a sudden, like the earthquake happens, and you gotta jump. You know, you can't wait any longer. You gotta jump. So this is kind of the energy of the Tower. It's breaking down what's false in your life so that you can rebuild in a better direction. Now here you have this King of Cups in the future. So you might be connecting with someone. So if you're leaving a relationship with someone who is very controlling or very draining in some way, like a toxic relationship, where you felt that this person wasn't giving you what you needed or wasn't stepping up to the plate in terms of responsibility, you're leaving that behind. You're meeting now this King of Cups. This King of Cups could represent a counselor or someone in the medical field. It could even be just a good friend that you go to and you talk to and they understand you. But this person is very kind and compassionate and has very deep feelings, even though they keep their feelings hidden. So this could be a water sign. It could be a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer even. Sometimes when I see the King of Cups, I think of Cancer. Because they're so sweet. It's such a sweet energy. It's a kind energy. It's a gentle energy. It's not like this. This would be someone very controlling, very authoritative, bossy maybe even, or just more difficult, stubborn. This person is more like, whatever you want to do, dear, you know. He's much more easygoing. So this is what's in your future. Now you may be having some regrets here with the Five of Cups. You might be thinking, you know, focusing on your losses. Thinking, you know, I wish I had handled situations differently in my past. You're focusing on the past and things that have, you know, that you've lost or things that have been destroyed, relationships, past relationships. And you may be feeling a little bit crying over spilt milk kind of thing. But you're not seeing the Two Cups here. So you can salvage something from the destruction. So if you've left a relationship, you could still have some type of connection with the person. Or if you're in a relationship that's going through a difficult time, you can try and save it. It's not totally lost. The way that you save it is by focusing on the positive qualities of the person, not focusing on all the negative. So you might be focusing and complaining about someone in your life, like, oh, he doesn't do this, and he doesn't do that, and she doesn't do this, you know, and you're focusing on all the negative. But there are some good qualities too that you're not choosing not to look at. And that's how you can save a relationship if you want to. And this is a card of communication is going to help create stability. So if you've had a big falling out or a big blow up with someone and you feel like, oh, the relationship's destroyed, I just blew it up, you can, it's not really the end of the world. You can communicate and you can patch things up. In some cases you may not want to. You may just want to move on to something better. You may have other plans. Here it shows that you're working on a goal. You've got the Eight of Pentacles here. And you feel like, well, I'm working on this goal, but I'm not seeing any results. So it could be that you're either learning some new skills, you're moving in a new direction, and that new direction is requiring you to learn new skills. And even though it may not pay enough as much as you wanted to earn right now, doors are going to be opening. The money will come later. Now you have the Eight of Wands here, and this is in your wish fulfillment sector. The Eight of Wands represents the arrows of love, career opportunity, news, and the page is messages, news, happy news, things that excite you. This is like travel, speed, things happening quickly. So it's possible that this King of Cups, it could be a new relationship that comes up suddenly out of the blue that you're not expecting. It could also be a new career opportunity that comes out of the blue. And with this Eight of Wands, that you have to travel. You may have to go on an interview, and you may have to take a flight by air to talk with these people. It could also mean, whatever it is, it's going to be quick energy. So if you get the job, they're going to want you to start right away. In any case, with the Page of Wands, you're going to be hearing some good news. Some news that you can, you're going to celebrate. And you are going to make major changes. The Tower is like, I'm done. I'm breaking down everything it's like starting over from scratch. So you might be making major life changes in February, or making decisions that are going to lead to, that necessitate major change. So it's like you're breaking down one way of life and you're rebuilding a new life somewhere. And it could involve travel. Like with the Six of Swords can involve a literal move across water or to a new location. But it can also mean just figuratively that you're moving away from this difficulty. Whatever you've experienced with the Tower, you're moving on to something much more calm, to calmer waters. And you have this abundance. You have talent and abundance. You have all your creativity. So you are going to be giving birth to something. Maybe not an actual baby for most people. I mean, some people it's possible. But for the most part, it could be just giving birth to an idea, a new relationship, a project, something that inspires you. So let's see what the astrology speaks about. You have the new moon in your third house. And Mercury is also connected to this new moon. So this could be a new communications project. You could be starting something that involves the internet or technology, social media, whatever it is. You're writing a newsletter, you're writing a book, creative writing, promotional advertising, whatever it is, you're involved in technology and creativity and communication. So it could be a marketing project even. The third house. The third house is the house of Gemini, which is about communication, journalism, newsletters, promotional material. You have Jupiter in your 12th house right now. So Jupiter is stirring up, it's causing you to see, if you have any psychological blocks, Jupiter is making them more visible, because it's increasing this need to it's bringing them to light so that you can deal with them finally. It's increasing them so that you can't shove them under the rug anymore. So whatever's been blocking you, you have to face it and you have to release it. So you could be dealing with, it would be good to go through counseling to kind of get at that. Because the 12th house is the subconscious, the house of the subconscious. You know, in the old books they used to say it was the house of hidden enemies, institutions, you know, prison, mental institutions, hospitals, whatever. So there could be some health issue that comes up. Because Jupiter is the planet of growth, so you could have some type of growth that becomes visible. But for the most part, Jupiter is a lucky planet. So if it's bringing something to your attention, it's so that you can cut it away, you know, get rid of it. So if you have some kind of psychological block, I mean, it's not, you know, hidden enemies are not, usually it's not a hidden enemy, it's usually your own behavior that's causing the problem. You know, we all have our blind spots. And we do things that we don't even see, how we self-sabotage. Jupiter is shining a light on that so that you can release it. That's the luck. The luck is I found it in time so I could get rid of it and stop, you know, blocking my success. I mean, if it is a physical thing, because Jupiter does rule your sign, so it could be something physical. But whatever it is, it's coming up to be dealt with so that you could release it and remove it so that it no longer troubles you. Then you have Uranus in the 5th house, and that is supportive to this new moon. So whatever you're doing in communication, it's creative. It's something that you enjoy, because the 5th house is the house of creativity. It's a fun house. It's a house of children. So some of you may have a child unexpected. You know, be careful. If you're not wanting to get pregnant, just be careful. But if you are trying to have a child, you can have one. You could suddenly find yourself pregnant. Or you can have the 5th house is also a new romance. There could be an unexpected romance with someone totally different than anyone you've ever dated before. Maybe somebody creative, an artistic person, or a free-spirited person. So it could be kind of exciting. It could also be that you decide to express yourself in a creative way, that you decide to do painting or music or whatever it is. It's self-expression. You need to tap into that inner child and release, you know, have fun again. Maybe you've been working too hard and you need to have fun. With Uranus, if you have children, it can bring unexpected things happening with children. And it doesn't have to be negative, because Uranus is favoring this new moon. So you could have a new relationship with children. Maybe something happens and brings you closer. Or you do something exciting with your child, something you've never done before. Or something that involves communication or technology or the internet. You know, you Skype with them or something like that, if they're living in a foreign country. Or if they're far away from you. But whatever it is, it's a positive. You never know what's going to happen with Uranus. So wherever Uranus falls in your chart, expect the unexpected. That's all I could say. But it's going to be positive because it's a sextile relationship to the new moon in Aquarius. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be a difficult thing. At the same time, we have Venus sextile Saturn. And Saturn is now in your 2nd house. So that's been raising your expenses a little bit. Venus, that's good, because Venus sextiling Saturn will bring in money. Venus in the 4th, it's in the 4th house actually right now. So you could be working at home, doing art at home, or trying to beautify your house, fixing your house up. You're trying to, you know, make your home more comfortable. Whatever you build with Venus sextiling Saturn, it will be stable. It will be in place for a long time. So you could be finding you could be spending money on your home. You might have expenses involving, you know, decorating your house or fixing your house up in some way. But in any case, with this 8 of Wands and Page of Wands, I feel like you're going to get some good news in February. The worst is over with this Tower. So you are moving toward, more a more peaceful future, a calmer future. And And you're going to be getting news that excites you. You might be even traveling in February. You might decide to go on a spontaneous trip. You know, let me just get out of town. So I'm not worried about you. I don't know who the King of Cups is. It could be a relationship. It could be a new romance. Whatever it is, whether it's a new romance or a new job, you're going to be happy about it. You are going to feel that your life is now moving in a better direction. So don't be too controlling. Don't try to control things. Relax. Let things flow. You know, sometimes you want to control the outcome too much and you hold on too tightly to things and you don't allow them to grow and develop. So if you've recently met someone, let it, you know, just hang loose and let it develop in its own time. And I think that you'll be happy with the results. So this is my forecast, Sag, for February. Happy Valentine's. Happy Chinese New Year. I wish you much luck, health, and success, and love. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.